Hi, it's Susan here and welcome to In the Craft Room. Today we've got issue number 17 of the Peter Rabbit Patchwork Quilt and we're going to be starting to make Mittens Appliqué character square. But before I begin, who is Mittens? And how did she get her name? With issue 17, you will receive another piece of bonder web, which we will need, a piece of the biscuit fabric, a piece of the candy blue for Mittens' dress, and the white for her sash on her dress, and also the backing fabric to the applique is the beige spot. I'm going to be using the beige spot today as the backing fabric, but I'm not going to be using the candy blue for her dress. Last time when we made Miss Moppet, it was very washed out and she had the same types of colours and hues. So for Mittens' dress, I'm going to be using this daisy floral. Let's get cracking and off we go. Our first step is to remove the Your Templates page at the back of the magazine. I'm going to access template number 1. Template number 1 is the reversed image that we're going to be using to trace onto the bonder web. Webbing side down, shiny side up of the bonder web, I'm going to trace her pieces. I'm going to be as economical as possible with my space when I trace. I'm going to be keeping the other half of the bonder web for our next applique character square. The 10 pieces that make up Mittens have been traced out and numbered. There's a lot of tiny little pieces to Mittens. I'm going to be cutting them out very carefully now. I'm going to be keeping this other half of bonder web for our next character square. So all the pieces of bonder web have been cut out and they're laying on their allocated fabric. Our next step is to iron the bonder web onto the fabric. I'm going to start with the floral for the dress. Because it's a reversed image, we're going to be pressing the bonder web on the reverse side of the fabric. The bonder web is pressed onto the fabric. Time to cut out the fabric. All of the mitten pieces have been cut out and she's looking quite fetching. Our next step is to get the iron out again and to press her pieces down onto the backing fabric. In the magazine, it suggests that the next step is to trace the image onto the backing fabric. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be just looking and centering Mittens in the center of the fabric and using my eye. I'm now going to press the pieces onto the backing fabric. Don't forget to remove the backing of the bonder web before you press. So here we have the first step to our Mittens Appliqué. Her pieces have been cut out and pressed onto the backing fabric. Our next step is to stitch around all of her pieces. I'm going to be painting in her details like we did with Miss Moppet with fabric paint. But I'm not going to be doing that today. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time when we get the sewing machine out and the fabric paints. Bye!